All right, we are good to go. Yeah, so welcome to this wonderful training. So we'll be discussing about Rev 360 as I've been preaching. Yeah, okay, good. So we are discussing about Rev 360 as I have been preaching all this while. So without wasting time, we will be getting started. Yeah, we'll be getting started without wasting time at all. So one thing to take note, I don't want to take time at all because I even have another class. So just the first 30 minutes, that is what I will be using for explaining the stuff. And then after 30 minutes, the questions that was dropped on Google Meet. Yeah, the questions that was dropped on Google Meet. Is it Google Meet? Sorry, on Google Form. So I'll be answering that too. Then after I'm done, I'll just give room for one or two questions. Then that will be the end. So please pay proper attention to this class. Pay proper attention. You can see that is why I'm even trying to use a slide. Yeah, so that you can get the stuff. Yeah, that's why I'm using a slide so that you can get the stuff. Yeah. So I'm coming. Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I think we are good to go like this. So that's why I'm using a slide. So, and the class also is being recorded. So understanding Ref 360, and these are the things that you need to take note of as regards, okay, TIN, TCC, NRS tax portal, blah, 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 and all of that. So please pay proper attention. I appreciate everyone for joining. I appreciate everyone and everybody for joining. So I will not be wasting our time at all. So understanding Ref 360. So what exactly is TIN, TCC? You've been hearing about it. The NRS tax portal itself. The NRS tax portal itself. So I'll be explaining everything for you as an agent, and so that you can also transfer the same thing for clients that you are dealing with in case they're asking you about it. And as I said on the group, if you've been following up with my messages, I made it clear that we are not discussing about tax in itself, because when it comes to filing tax, I always recommend that you see a tax consultant. That's the best thing. When it comes to filing tax with NRS, the previous name was FIRS, now changed to NRS, Nigeria Revenue Service. So when it comes to filing tax in itself, we'll see get there, we'll explain in details. When it comes to filing tax in itself, see a tax consultant, and I am not one. Yeah, I'm not the tax consultant. So, but as regards the basics on how this Rev 360 works, the portal, the simple basic words and all of that, at least have that understanding so that you can advise your clients correctly, because they need the basic service. Almost anyone that needs to open an account now has to be on Rev 360. So if your client is asking, you should be able to guide them and show them the way. Okay, this is how you get onboarded. But if it now comes to filing tax, then you will need a tax consultant. So the rich people, they understand this. Go and look at any wealthy person or rich person. They always have an accountant that is in charge of their money. So if you are a business owner too and you are running proper business, you should have an accountant that is doing all of these things for you. Yeah, and if you understand it on your own too, fine, you can do it by yourself. But to avoid mistakes, this is why it is necessary. So, but basically, for anything Rev 360, the basics, I'll be explaining everything tonight. So without wasting time, I'm getting started. I don't want to spend more than 30 minutes, and I pray I will not go beyond beyond that time. So now, this is it. Many people are confused about Rev 360. A lot of people are confused. And that is not a lie at all. A lot of people are confused about Rev 360. So please, if you can't hear me, you can just send in a reaction or drop a message in the message box on Google Meet, or drop a message on the community. So now, many people are confused about Rev 360, and that is exactly true. And that is why we are all here to learn tonight. Even me, I'm still learning. This thing service was not that I learned somewhere, but in my interactions with agents that are doing it. So I got to learn some things and then got some clarity. And I said, okay, this is good. Let me share it with agents so that they can also have a better understanding. And that is why I'm doing this. So what are the things that we'll be looking at? We'll be looking at what exactly is Rev 360. This Rev is not Rev free. Yeah. So that you think, okay, what's this? This is not Rev free. No, it is not. Is Rev 360 different from Tax Pro Max? Is it actually different? We are going to be looking at that. So I think I can use a marker. Okay, I'm seeing. Okay, slideshow. Sorry. Okay, I'm coming. Oh, where is this thing I saw now? I saw an option to use so that I can circle. Well, it's not showing again. All right, let me continue with my class. So, what is TIN verification? What is TIN validation? Those are common words. TIN verification, TIN validation. A lot of people just misunderstand the words. Do I need FRS TIN before registration? Do I need it? Can I get TCC without Rev 360? Why am I being asked for an email address? So that these are important questions I will be asking tonight. So, and I would love you to pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. That is money you are paying. Pay attention now, so that you not pay extra later. So today we will answer all these questions. All these questions. To some people, it might sound basic. Yeah, it might sound basic, but some people are still confused about all of these things, and that's why I want you to pay attention, because sometimes I get tired of explaining the difference between these things. And once you understand it once and for all. So now, what is Rev 360? What is Rev 360? Rev 360 is the new tax administration portal introduced by the Federal Inland Revenue Service, now called the Nigerian Revenue Service. This is a simple explanation. Rev 360 is the new tax administration portal. Please, if you cannot hear me, let me know. My screen, what happened to my screen? You see that my screen is not showing? Okay. And now, okay. I want to see these messages pop up. Where is this thing? Where are you hiding? Okay, okay. Transcribing, recording. Okay. Let me continue. So, if you can't see my screen, you can just react or send the message. If I say, hey, pop up, I will. Oh, yeah. So, Rev 360 is the new tax administration portal introduced by Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, now called the Nigerian Revenue Service. Now, before, you've been hearing things like Tax Pro Max portal. You've been hearing it, Tax Pro Max. So now we no longer call it Tax Pro Max again. The new name is now Rev 360. In fact, if you go to your website now, Tax Pro Max portal, a website link will show for you. You will see Tax Pro Max. But now the name has now been changed, and that is why you are now hearing Rev 360. So this Rev 360 is now a replacement for Tax Pro Max portal in terms of the name. So it replaced the old Tax Pro Max portal. It's as simple as that. It's just like you've been bearing Sodiq. That was your name before, and they now change your name from Sodiq to Israel. Simple as ABC. Your body still remains there. Everything about you remains there, just your name. That is what happened. So Tax Pro Max is now changed to Rev 360. So apart from changing the body, they now change the interface, the display of the website and all of that is now fine. It's now easy in terms of doing, Tax Pro Max. You cannot do it, visit the website and do it. You have to contact someone. But the way they structure it now, you can access it on your own. So that's why it is the new tax administration portal introduced by Federal Inland Revenue Service. This FIRS, you are familiar with that. You've been hearing things like FIRS thing, and now they don't call it FIRS again. They've changed also their name. We are the one in charge of this Rev 360. They are now called Nigerian Revenue Service, which is NRS. And that's why if you've been getting this corporate tax ID slip from us, you'll be seeing things like this on the slip, which is called NRS. So, and the portal address, the website link for this particular Rev 360, this is the website link, selfservice.nrs.gov.ng. That is the link. That is the website link. You can visit there. So now, what is Rev 360 used for? The same thing that Tax Promax portal was used for. Taxpayer. Hey, so sorry for that. I think that was my network. That was my network. Sorry, so sorry for that. I'm back now. Okay. I think I can continue. Okay, stay on. Let me just continue. Just want to be sure my stuff is still there. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. I for talk say make prayer warriors starts to the pray. So TCC. So I was talking about TCC. Is somebody no display? No. Yeah, there's a display now. Should be seeing my display now. If you can see my display, okay, I should share screen. Oh, sorry. Window. Okay, share. Okay, good. Yeah. I for talk say be like say I need prayer warriors. So let me continue. So I was talking about difference between TCC. When you say you need TCC and you're saying you need tax clearance, TC. So when you talk about tax clearance, you are just saying I want to file tax. That's the meaning of tax clearance. I want to clear my tax, from the word tax clearance, clearing of your tax. But when you say TCC, tax clearance certificate, that means you want to obtain certificate that you file tax. That's just it. So that is what Rev 360 is used for. VAT services, value added tax. These are things that you do on Rev 360. So the next one. So, okay, let me come back. I said think of Rev 360 as the upgraded version of Tax Pro Max. That's how you see it. Think of Rev 360 as the upgraded version of Tax Pro Max. Simple. Just like you have iPhone. We have iPhone Pro, then iPhone like Pro Max. Upgraded version. It's still iPhone. It's still iPhone 16. It's still iPhone 17. But Pro, we now have Pro. We have Pro Max. So now, if you are not seeing my slide, maybe you should log out and log in. You should be seeing my slide that is showing perfectly. Yeah, I can see something that is giving me feedback that it is showing. So that way I know that this. So now Tax Pro Max versus Rev 360. Yeah, Tax Pro Max versus Rev 360. Tax Pro Max versus Rev 360, so that you see the difference. On the old Pro Max portal now, you can see on my screen Tax Pro Max Rev 360. Now, on the old Tax Pro Max portal, it's saying used for tax registration, used for TCC processing. That is tax clearance certificates. This one is used for filing. The next one is used for taxpayer records. New Pro Max portal, the same thing, used for tax registration, used for TCC processing, used for filing, used for taxpayer record. You can see now, they are still doing the same work. I wrote it below. The major difference is the platform interface and workflow. The services remain the same. I said it's the platform interface. That means the way the website is showing you. If you see it now, you see that if you go to selfservice.nrs.gov.ng, you see that the website is showing fine. Like it's showing like it's more better in terms of the interface, the display than the previous one. So, but the service still remains the same. The same thing you can see. Now, another thing that you need to take note of is this aspect. Email is now extremely important. That's why I said I will be touching just the basics. When you understand the basics, the rest is easy. Email is now extremely important. Very, very important. Now look at this. I said the system sends, number one, OTP codes. When you want to log in, that's for the first time, you want to get onboarded on Rev360 portal that we are saying, this new portal that is replacing Tax Pro Max portal. When you want to get onboarded, number one thing that you'll be sending, they'll be sending is OTP code. Number two is notifications. Any registration that is being done, you'll be getting notifications. In fact, once you create this account, they will automatically send you your login details inside your mail. Your login details will be sent to your mail. Registration updates. Let's say TCC is done for you. You will receive it directly inside your email. And that's where certificate comes in. So you do certificate, it will be sent to your mail automatically. Tax-related communications. For those that are on Rev360, you will know that when it is getting close, that, okay, let's say this month is about to end now, they begin to send something like, you have to file your, if it is almost time for you to file your CIT, you receive an email that it is almost due. So anything they have to communicate with you to be sent to your email. And this email now, okay, and this email now is the email that you use when registering with CAC. That means when you are doing CAC registration for your clients, tell them that the email that they should use, the company mail, it must be a mail that is active, that is working, that they have access to. Recently, somebody contacted me. They want to get onboarded on Rev360. But the issue now is that they can't remember the mail. They said it's been whole, like the mail, they can't even remember, get access to that. The only way for them now is that the only way for them to get access to that email, the only way is that they will have to go back to CAC portal, go and change the mail to a new mail. And for those of you that know, it is very difficult to change email on CAC portal. So that is why if you want to perform any CAC registration for your client, tell them to use an active email. It is very important. It is that email that is showing on the CAC document. That is where everything will be going to. As long as you don't have access to that mail, forget about getting onboarded on Rev360. So I believe I've made that clear. So now the new login process. Unlike before, many users now receive an OTP through their email. Unlike before, many users, they now receive OTP through their email. So now that means if you want to get access, you want to get onboarded on your email, on your access on Rev360, then it has to be through that email that is on your CAC document. Number one, can you see now? Enter email, they will send OTP. After they send OTP, you will now input that OTP, then you now be able to access the account. So that means if the email you entered is not the one that is on the CAC document, it will not drop. It happened today. So if I was doing one today, because I'm working with an agent too. So he initiated the email, so but it was not dropping. So we have, are you sure it is the email that is on the CAC document? It was a no. So I wrote it here, without access to the email, account management becomes difficult. You cannot even get access at all. Now, so let me also clear this. I remembered something. Receive OTP, enter access. Okay, without access to the email, account management becomes difficult. Yeah, okay. I was thinking, okay, let me continue. Now, what is TIN? What is TIN? What is TIN? TIN is called tax identification number. That's the name. Tax identification number. I want to clarify, get it now, because some people confuse what is TIN, tax ID, TIN, tax ID. Let's look at it. What is TIN? The full meaning of TIN. This T is tax. This I is identification. This N is number. And I want you to see something important now. Now pay attention so that you know where did they get tax ID. If you look at this word, please, is anybody seeing the screen? I should be able to see my screen though. Maybe you should log out and log in. Yeah, people are seeing my screen. Log out and log in. Yep. So, as I was saying, I want you to pay attention now. Pay attention now. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. How do they arrive at tax ID? This is it. Look at this word, tax and ID. In fact, when I was preparing this, that was when I saw that, oh, this was when to get tax ID, because I was like, tax ID, tax ID. If you look at the full meaning of tax identification number, we have TAX, that is tax. Identification is starting with ID. We now have tax ID, simple. So you can see that tax ID was even gotten from the full meaning of TIN. So, and the full meaning of TIN is tax identification number. So if you don't want to say TIN, you can say tax ID, simple. So don't let anybody form anything for you with tax ID, simple. So when you talk about TIN, you're also talking about tax ID, and this is where they got it. Tax I and D. This is it. ID, simple. Tax ID, TIN. So when you say, do you have your tax ID? Do you have your TIN? We are still on the same page. We are still on the same page. So the unique tax identity assigned to a taxpayer. So that's the meaning of tax ID. The unique tax identity assigned to a taxpayer. A TIN is similar to a tax fingerprint. No two taxpayers should ever have the same TIN. It's just like fingerprint now. For those of you that have done JAMB before, you discover that by the time you want to do your JAMB, you have to verify. You put your fingerprint there. Everybody has their own fingerprint. And that's why even on your phone, another person cannot put his finger there and to unlock, except it is registered there. So that tax ID is like your unique identity assigned to every businesses and every individual. It cannot be similar. So now, a TIN cannot belong to an individual. Everybody has tax ID now. If you go to NRS, you see the tax ID number. Everything TIN can belong to a business name. Yes. Once you are registered with CAC, automatically CAC will assign TIN. Go to the public search, search for any name. Once you search for the name, you see a button that is showing get tax ID. Just click on it and automatically it will pop up. A limited company. And the last one, an NGO. An NGO. So TIN can be assigned to any of these and it will be unique. It can never be the same. So now, TIN validation versus TIN verification. I said that some people don't understand it. So now, what is TIN validation? TIN validation, checking whether taxpayer information matches the tax database. What is TIN verification? Confirming that a TIN actually exists and belongs to the correct taxpayer. TIN validation is checking whether the taxpayer information matches the tax database. Checking whether the information of that business, it matches what is in the tax database. And TIN verification is confirming that this TIN it actually exists and belongs to the correct taxpayer. This means when you go to the bank, when you go to the bank, when you give bank your tax ID, once CAC, they have something on their, once bank, they have something on their bank end to confirm all of this thing. They will input your tax ID. Once they input your tax ID, they are expecting some information to pop up. And if this information does not pop up, that is when they will now tell you, and they now tell you something like either of these two. Look at this word. In practice, people often use both terms interchangeably. That's why your clients will now come to you that they said, my TIN is not validated. My TIN is not verified. Because in the bank, once they input that your tax ID, they are expecting an information of that business to pop up. So as long as it does not pop up, that means that client is not yet on Ref 360. And that is why these two words are used interchangeably. So TIN validation, TIN verification. Just know that that means they have not registered yet on Ref 360. I believe that is cleared. So I believe you understand me of tax validation and tax verification. It's still almost the same thing. You're still saying the same thing. Once you go to the bank will ensure that once they input your tax ID, that 13 digits, they want it to pop up, show your business details like it is on the tax ID slip that we are issuing, that we issue. That tax ID that we are issuing, you see that the company name is there, the house number, the address. That's the same thing that CAC wants to see, the bank wants to see. So if it's not popping up, that means you have to go and verify. Now, look at this word. Do I need FRS in before Ref 360 registration? That's why even after they created Ref 360, I would be like, why are people still looking for FRS in? Why now? What do you want to do with FRS? FRS has been removed. Yeah. So you don't need FRS before. Look at this. I need FRS before I can register on Ref 360. This is incorrect. FIRS has been scrapped. It does not exist again. Yeah, it's not a myth. So FIRS does not exist again. You don't need it for anything. What you need now is your tax ID. That's why if you look at our group, we wrote something like FIRS is not available anymore. If bank is telling you, it's because they lack proper information that you should go and get FRS. Tell them that FRS does not exist again. Tell them that what we now have is tax ID. And the way you even know is that it is linked to the CAC portal directly, automatically. So you don't have to stress yourself. In fact, when you got onboarded on Ref 360, your tax ID will be showing there. So FRS is not needed for anything again. It has been scrapped. Forget about FRS. It does not exist again. It has been buried. It has died. So for CAC registered entities, the tax ID generated during CAC registration can be used for onboarding. This simplifies the registration process significantly. It simplifies the registration process. So this tax ID is what you need. I don't have to wait for days to get it. You can get it on the CAC portal, and if you need the slip so that you can present something in the bank or in any corporate place, then you can get that through our JRB group within few minutes or hours. So what does registering on Ref 360 mean? When you hear you need Ref 360 registration, what they are trying to say is you need tax promise registration, that old word. Your business tax profile must be successfully onboarded and accessible on the Ref 360 portal. It does not mean a separate business registration. So when you hear Ref 360, we are not asking you to say, okay, we are not asking you that you should go and register a new business with CAC. No, it only means that your business tax profile must be onboarded. That means if you are on Ref 360, you must be able to go ahead now. Go to selfservice.nrs.gov.ng, click on login and be able to log in. Simple. You should be able to do that. If you are not able to do that, that means you are not onboarded yet. You are not onboarded. That's the meaning. So you need Ref 360 registration to be able to be onboarded and for your information to be accessible on Ref 360 portal. So that is what Ref 360 registration means, so that your business tax profile will be showing on Ref 360. And if you are not there, the implication is that you may not be able to open corporate tax account, you'll not be able to file tax. And I tell people, getting onboarded on Ref 360 is not just for opening bank accounts. It is to stay compliant with the tax regulations, because the way the tax thing works now, even if you are not onboarded on Ref 360, penalties will keep piling on that dashboard. That when you finally get onboarded, you will see all the money that you are supposed to pay. So if you like, don't get onboarded. I'm just for example, me, I am onboarded on Ref 360 and I'm filing somebody's in charge. I'm filing my VAT per month, though it is 0 VAT because I'm not charging VAT. So I'm filing 0 VAT. Somebody is doing that for me. I'm not the one doing it by myself. I page the person. So the person is doing that for me monthly. So, and when it is time to file CIT, I'm going to file my CIT. And that's why I said, make sure you have a tax consultant that can do that for you. So as I was saying now, so what is TCC? So I get this question a lot too. I want to do TCC, I want to do tax clearance. Tax clearance is filing tax, as I said earlier. But tax clearance certificate is an official document issued to a taxpayer who has met the required tax compliance obligation. For those of you that has come to my DM to ask for TCC, what I always tell you is, if we check your profile on Rev 360, if there's no penalty or no tax to file like VAT, then you can get your tax clearance certificate. But once there is something that you need to file, like your CIT, your VAT, even if it is just 1 year, until that one is filed, you cannot get your tax clearance certificate. So it is an official document issued to taxpayer who are not owing any tax. Simple. As long as you are not owing any tax and you are on Rev 360, you can get it. I have gotten mine. Yeah, I have gotten mine because I have filed my tax and my VAT. It is up to date, and I'm not owing any tax. Many organizations request TCC before contracts. People ask it so that they can get access to contracts, tenders, especially government contracts. Government will want to see your tax record because government will be like, if you know they give me money, I won't give you contract, and you know go run away with this money. So hey, government go on confirm. Tenders, grants, government transactions, and some banking transactions. Yeah, so I believe that is clear now on TCC. Oh my God, this is 8:31. Hey, where the beg go? So thank God I prepared a slide for that. Often confused tax clearance versus TCC. Tax clearance versus TCC. Now, many people think that tax clearance and TCC are the same thing. No, they are not. Many people think they are the same. They are not. Don't worry, I will soon finish now. I don't even want to take time at all. So once I get to the question part, once I see that it is something I've given clarity on, then I will just leave it alone. So now, many people think tax clearance and TCC are the same. No, they are not the same thing. Tax clearance, the process of fulfilling tax obligation, I said it earlier. That's the meaning of tax clearance. So when you come to my day, I want to do tax clearance, I will definitely refer you to a tax consultant because I cannot do tax clearance. That means you want to file tax, and I don't do that one on Rev 360. What I can do is file annual returns for you with CAC. But when it comes to filing tax on Rev 360, I cannot do that. That is tax clearance. It's the process of filing tax. Now, when you now talk about tax clearance certificate, this is the document issued as evidence of compliance. So this is one I can get for you. That's why I will now always ask you. I've said, are you on Rev 360? And I hope they are not having any tax to file or any penalty. If they are not having, then we can get it for you. Can you kindly explain how to onboard on a new tax ID on Rev 360? We'll get there now. Let's get there first. Making that they calm down. Making that they calm down. Making that calm down. Go see which there now. I'm almost there. I think I have just 6 slides to go. So now, tax clearance certificate is a document issued as evidence of compliance. When you comply, that means tax clearance will be issued to you. It's as simple as that. Tax clearance certificate will be issued as long as you are not owing any tax. So that's the difference. That's what you understand. Tax clearance is that you want to file tax. Tax clearance certificate is what you get after you have filed your tax. Simple. Now, compliance equals to process. That's the tax clearance. Compliance equals to process, the process of filing tax. TCC is not an evidence that this person has filed tax, which is tax clearance certificate. Now, VAT letter. Look at this now. There is no VAT letter anymore. Don't be shocked. Yeah, there is nothing like that again. On the old Tax Pro Max portal, we have something like what we call VAT letter. But as at now, there is nothing like VAT letter again. There is no VAT letter anymore. There is no VAT letter anymore. The only thing you get that you can use, because somebody was showing me this morning that it was filling some information. They are now asking for VAT letter. Yeah, they are now asking for VAT letter. I told her that there's nothing like VAT letter again. What you can submit in place of that is after you get onboarded on Rev 360, they will send something to your email, which is called certificate of registration. Sometimes you can get it immediately, sometimes it may take time, depending on when they send it. That's what you can use in place. So there's no VAT letter anymore. We only file VAT. And once you file it, it will end there. There's nothing like VAT letter again. So debunk that thing like, okay, I need VAT letter. There's nothing like that again. You can only buy VAT and it will end there. Now, document you should collect from your client when you want to do VAT. The sales certificate, proprietor's details, phone number, email address. Even these are too much. Once you can just send this status report, yeah, all necessary information will be gotten from the status report, because the best thing is that the information that is on the status report must be showing on the company's profile on Ref 360. So once we have that details, but mainly the sales certificate will be needed, proprietor's details, phone number, and also, I didn't have this, I should have added it. And also utility bill is needed. NIN, yeah, is needed. NIN is very, very, very needed. NIN is important. Email address, very important. Phone number, proprietor's details, sales certificate. For limited companies, still the same thing. The director's information, that's the owner of the company. RC number, sales certificate, active email, phone number, still the same thing. So, common mistake, wrong email. Drop the correct email. The email that is on the CAC portal is very, very important. This email that is on the CAC portal is very, very important. So, these are mistakes that you must avoid. Don't use the wrong email. Another one, wrong phone number. Use the phone number that is on the CAC portal. The phone number must, though this one, you can still use if there's a new phone number, just make sure that the phone number is active so that they can, if I thought they want to send OTP, you can receive it there inside that phone number. So I'm not sure they send OTP to phone number, but just in case, use a phone number that is active. Another one, confusing TIN verification with registration. Confusing TIN verification with registration. So this actually is still almost the same thing and different in the sense that TIN verification, as I said earlier, is just like you want to verify to show that you are active on the profile. That's just it. So with registration, so when you're not talking about registration, you are simply saying, okay, you want to get onboarded on Ref 360. Then after you are registered, then you are now verified. Clients cannot access email. Clients cannot access email. If they cannot access their email, what they should do instead is that they should go to the CAC portal, go to Posting Corporation and change the email to an email that is active. So make sure you drop a correct mail. Common mistakes, another one, incorrect CAC details. Make sure the details on CAC is correct. It must be correct. That's why we do requests for CAC, we do request for the status report. Another one is assuming Ref 360 is different from tax registration. Ref 360 is not different from tax registration, it's still the same thing. Still the same thing, it's just a name. So how to make money from this knowledge? Everything that we've discussed. So number one, you can make money via Ref 360 registration, TIN verification, TIN validation. If network is bad, that should be your network. That should be your network. You can just log out and log in. Yeah. So Ref 360 registration, you can make money from it by doing it for clients. So when we're talking about Ref 360 registration, TIN verification, you are still doing Ref 360 registration for them. Though when you talk about Ref 360 registration, it involves a whole lot of things in terms of you might do TCC, you might do VAT and all of that. So TIN validation, VAT filing, TCC processing, tax compliance advisory, is like consultation. So every registered business is a potential client. Every business that you registered for, by the time they want to open a corporate account, they will definitely come to you that, okay, in bank, they said I need to verify my thing. I need to get registered on Ref 360. So you now charge them and you now do it for them. So I will soon get to how do I now do it for them. That's why I know you are looking at that, okay, how do I do things for them? How do I do Ref 360 registration for them by myself? Yeah, I will get to that aspect now. So how to make money. So these are ways you can make money from it. So these are the things to expect. These are the glitches to expect on the portal when you want to do your registration. Number one, certificate of registration can be sent late to the client email, sometimes up to a month. So most of the time, after completing your registration, people, because if you want to get onboarded, people will ask, okay, what will I get after I get onboarded? And people love the idea of certificate a lot. So after you get onboarded on Ref 360, they usually send what we call certificate of registration to your email. That's what they will send to the client's mail. But the thing is now, sometimes they don't send it immediately because of network issues and all of that. In fact, to even get onboarded on Ref 360 is a problem. Sometimes there won't be network. OTP will not be dropping and all of that. It will not be going through and all of that. A lot of things. So, but this certificate of registration takes time sometimes. Sometimes it can take 3 weeks, 4 weeks. But it does not mean you have not been onboarded. To confirm if you have been onboarded, as long as you can log into your Ref 360 profile and see your details, you have been onboarded. So the certificate of registration is just like an icing cake Yeah, like icing on a cake. Ice. You know, if you see a cake now, you want to let me taste this icing sugar. So it's just like it. Another thing, login details can also be sent late to the client email. Those that onboarded you can definitely send you the login details. But Rev360 themselves will also send it to your mail, though it can take time. Another one, if previously registered on Tax Pro Max, log in with the same password details. If you've previously registered on Tax Pro Max, that old portal, that means for those that when we are using that old Tax Pro Max portal, if you have been registered there, you have your login details, just go to Rev360. When you get to Rev360 portal, you want to log in. I think there are like 3 or 4 options. Number 1 option is that if you have the old login details, okay, if you've forgotten your login details, you can use one of the options. Another one is if you are on the old Tax Pro Max portal, there's a section there. You just click on that button. So the same login details that you are using on the old Tax Pro Max portal, you can use it to log in. Simple as ABC. And it will log in. If it's not logging in, what they will simply tell you is that you should just change your password. So an email will be sent. Yeah, log in with the same password details. Another one is forgotten password, but still remember the email. There's a section there. They will put it that have you forgotten your password. So, and this now, if you want to get it done and you don't know how to go about it, we can help you retrieve it for 3,000. You've forgotten your password. I don't know how to go about it. You can send me a DM for that. I can do that for you. Another one is remember neither email or password. So let's say you've forgotten your email, you've forgotten your password. How are you going to do it? Then you have to do a fresh onboarding. It will be needed. A fresh onboarding will be needed. That means you have to register afresh. You've forgotten both the mail and the password. So these are things that you should expect. So now this is the last slide. Outsource it, take your profit without the stress. It is better to outsource to agents working with an insider. When issues arise that you don't understand, you spend more time fixing them than you saved. This is where I want you to pay attention to me now. For those that have been asking that, okay, how do I do it by myself? Can I do it for clients and get onboarded? Because I know you want to do it by yourself, make money and all of that. I don't do this thing by myself. I prefer to work with an insider. You see that portal, that Rev360 portal? CSC portal is better than it. By the time you get registered, okay, something happened recently. He messaged me that he has onboarded on the Rev360 portal, but he was having one issue. Something was not showing and all of that, and he wanted to fix it. I reached out to my insider. She told me that I should charge 15,000. I go back to the person, 15,000. Now the thing is, if he has processed it through me or directly through an insider, he will have avoided that, because anything that comes up, they will be the one to fix it from their end. Once you do the registration and there's an issue on your dashboard, you will need an insider to fix anything you want to fix. Don't think by writing an email to them they will now fix it, or there's an help desk to call. Keep playing. So this is why I now advise it is better to outsource. You can do it by yourself. I agree with that perfectly. You can do it by yourself. You can get people onboarded on Rev360. In fact, go to you can see it. But if you have issues, that money that you don't want to spend, you now even spend more. So instead of spending more, give it to an insider so that in case any issue arises, even if it is 5,000 that you pay, they will be the one to fix it, because it will be on their neck. It's what they are supposed to do. But now you did it yourself and you are now having an issue. They will now charge you extra to fix it. In fact, there's even one that we paid 50K for. That was last week, 50,000. I tried to update, we tried to update somebody's profile and the thing was not going. He just said I'm waiting approval. So when I reached out to an insider, he told me that I have to pay this also amount, 50,000, just to fix that part. It will take two weeks. That if I wait like that, I will not get anything done. Nothing will be done, to just be showing like that. So to avoid all of that, outsource it. Registration, outsource it. Profile setup, outsource it. Compliance guidance in terms of tax filing itself, outsource it. TIN verification, outsource it. Then add your profit. And that's why if you see on my screen, this is the amount I charge agents to do it for them. 13,000 naira. Simple. So this fee now, you can add it to your client's fee. If I get cheaper agent and all of that, I can reduce it. Yeah. So I also work with an insider so that they can do this thing. I'm not the one doing it by myself. And the even stressful part of this thing is you have to be waiting for OTP, because by the time you drop your job now, we'll contact you that, okay, this is also time. That's the time it will be initiated so that we can get OTP. We did 2 today. The remaining 1, it was not successful. Network just happened and everything just went off. A lot of issues. So this is the reason why I always advise outsource it. This 13K now, you can add your own profit depending on the number of clients you have. So people can charge 20,000, 15,000, 17,000, depending on the profit you want to make. Maybe you have a lot of clients that reaches out to you, then you can increase your money because you serve a lot of people. Simple. So outsource it so that you know that there will be no burden that is on your neck. If anything happens, I will be the one that you hold responsible. And me too, I will hold my insider responsible. Simple as ABC. Simple as ABC. So I don't know why you like to stress yourself. Some people want to do, you want to do it, and now you enter into problem. I will now charge you 20K. You now be like, you not even reply me again. You take 1 hour or 2 hours. Don't you even want to rest? So instead of doing the work, just pay the money and then take your profit without doing any work. Don't you like that kind of thing? Imagine you charge somebody and somebody paid you, and you will not be the one to do the work. Just outsource it to somebody. You've taken your profit already. You will lie down on your bed and be drinking your Chivita. Simple. Why are you stressing yourself? Even me, I'm not doing it myself. I will just outsource it, and then I will lie down on my bed. I will be pressing my phone. Simple. So I don't have to face any stress. Just, in fact, the stressful part now that I ate is the OTP. Me having to reach out to agents, getting OTP and all of that. I'm tired already, self. But it is well. I believe there will be a way around it sometimes, maybe later on. But at least for now. So outsource it and take your profit. Let us do the stuff for you. Simple. Yes. It's the same thing as Tax Pro Max. If I get you clients, it's the same thing as Tax Pro. Banks can verify it. Am I right? Also, can it be fly? Sure now. Since it's the same thing that NAFDAC could be asking for, simple. If NAFDAC is saying Tax Pro Max, what they are also saying is TRF 360. That's the new name now. Simple. Just make sure you verify it. You can use it anywhere. Whether NAFDAC, even if it is Tinubu that is asking, you can use it. Yes, if it's Tinubu, tell Tinubu that this thing is active. Yeah. So let me quickly go to the question. Jesus. My time is far spent. So I got some questions here. Let me just bold my screen so that you can see it. Number 1. Can I process it myself? If yes, what does it take? I think I have explained that. You can process it yourself, but I will not be doing that. Just go to selfservice.nrs.gov.ng. Go to the website. But if you now face problem and you need money and you want to fix it, me, I will charge you. What is all about? I have tackled that. That's what we've been treating, what TRF 360 is all about. So if the person missed this section, he should watch again. The meeting is being recorded so that you can watch again. I will upload it on YouTube and drop the link so that you can get access to watch it anytime. Is it the tax ID slip used for Ref 360 or CAC tax, the one that's upper on CAC document? Is it the tax ID? Yes, the tax ID is what we use. Forget the slip first. Is that number that is on it? It is that number that is on it that is the most important. That number that is on the Ref 360, that number that is on the slip, that is what is most important. That is what you will use for Ref 360 registration. Simple. That's as simple as that. The slip is just something that is presentable, that you can hand over, that you can present anywhere when they're asking for your tax ID. What is the full meaning of Ref 360? I think we've done that. What's the link to access the portal? I think we've done that. selfservice.nrs.gov.ng. Self-service. This is it. selfservice.nrs.gov.ng. You can see now, these are the 3 options I was saying. First time here, you log in with your Tax Pro Max credentials if you have it. You've forgotten your Tax Pro Max credential, this is what you will use. And if you're already on TRF 360, this is what you will use. Simple. So this is the dashboard, you can see. So let me go back to my question. Why can't I input my state on the site so as to validate my TIN number? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. If you want to get onboarded on Ref 360, send me a DM. That is what I know, and we will get you onboarded. You don't have to face all of this stress. Please, how can one file returns on Rev 360? As I said, seek a tax consultant if you want to file tax. How do I get TIN for a business registered in 2017? It's simple, as I said. Visit your CAC portal. As you are there like this, visit CAC portal, input the business name or the company name. Input it. You can see, get tax ID automatically. This is your tax ID. Simple. This is how to get your TIN. So TIN is also tax ID. How do I resolve the error message on Rev 360 portal saying the business name does not have an active email on the CAC portal? So send the OTP, but is actively okay. But is actively does not have an active email on the CAC portal to send OTP, but there is actually an active email on the CAC portal, and the provider of the business is actively receiving emails on the same. This is likely network, or as I used to say, let us handle it for you, because I work with an insider that can solve all these things for you. You don't have to face all this stress. Yeah. How can one successfully create a personal account using the email and password to log in on Rev 360? This portal that I'm seeing, I don't think is for, you see, for personal tax. This is not the portal. This is for businesses. From what I'm seeing here, you can see immediately. Let me refresh again. Immediately you log in here, we are talking about Tax Pro Max. And if you know the Tax Pro Max portal, Tax Pro Max is not for individuals. It's for businesses, entities. Let me put it like that. Business name, company, NGOs, and all of that. So for individual, it's done with the state and all of that. I don't know the process for that. What we are discussing today is about businesses. Yeah. How much can we charge our client for Rev 360? Well, me, I take 13K from agents. Then you can add your own profit. How much do you want to make? Simple. I have a question. Will Rev 360 eventually replace Tax Pro Max? I believe if you follow this training, you should have your answer now. You should know that Rev 360 has replaced it already. That's the new name. For those of us who already have access to the Tax Pro Max platform, what role will it continue to play? Okay, what role will it play? Simple. Your Tax Pro Max login details, use it to log in on the NRS website. Come here, already have login here. This is where you log in. Log in with Tax Pro Max credential. If you have it with you, just come here and log in with it. Simple. You are done. So additionally, how can we use the platform to provide tax services and earn income from clients? I don't do tax by myself. So if you need a tax consultant, send me a DM. I'll give you the person's number. You can negotiate with the person on how you get your commissions, refer it. But when it comes to filing tax, I know they do that one. I beg. How do I file my tax? Send me a DM. I will give you a tax consultant's number that can do that for you. How do I log into Rev 360? How do I log into Rev 360? Can I use Rev 360 as a consultant? If so, what are the requirements? Need to show us filing procedure. Thanks. How do I log into Rev 360? I already showed you that. Go to selfservice.nrs.gov.ng. This is the website. I already highlighted it. Fine. Then you log in here. Can I use Rev 360 as a consultant? Sure, you can use it if you know how it works and you understand how it works. Simple. Need to show us filing procedure. Thanks. I don't show filing procedure because I don't even file by myself. How do one get the certificate after one has onboarded on Rev 360? Is it certificate of registration? As I said, if it's certificate of registration, you wait for Rev 360 to send it to you. It's as simple as that. Another one, okay, another, if you are talking about tax clearance certificate, if you want to get that, send me a DM with 70,000 so we can get it for you. Please and please, boss, can you give us an editable template to prepare statement of account to use in filing of nil CIT for small companies? I know they file tax, so I don't talk them. I know they file tax. Reach out to a tax consultant if you need one. Can you teach me how to use this AI perfectly without gatekeeping? AI, okay. Now AI will talk. Now Rev 360 will talk here. Now who will this one? I know the teacher, but if I want to teach you what I know, I go charge you 10 million. No, 10 million is too small. So just give me one Bitcoin. Just one Bitcoin. I go show you what I know. One Bitcoin. Just no, not one. Say 0.5 Bitcoin. 0.5 is okay. Just give me. I go teach you. Do you still have to do TIN activation to activate 360 Rev? TIN activation is getting onboarded on Rev 360. So yes, when you do TIN activation, you are getting onboarded on Rev 360. Why is it difficult to register on Rev 360? A company that did their CAC before 2023. The last one I did for a business registered in 2019. I didn't get feedback after submission for the past 2 weeks. Now why they tell you say make you come use my service? I dey work with insider. Wey be say go help you do all these things. Wey be say you no go stress yourself. It's as simple as that. Me sef no dey do am by myself. So if I no dey do am by myself, I no fit I dey work with insider. I no dey stress myself. So now the person go do am. Now them sabi how they do their thing. Simple. It's not like CAC that everything is now almost automated. They are using here and all of that. How does this tax affect businesses? Well, I can't explain that. That's like talking about filing tax. I can't do all of that for you. So I will advise that you seek a tax consultant. Now let me go to the chat box here and see questions that some individuals dropped. Can someone that's registered company since 2012 but does not have a tax ID, can this person register Rev 360? Yes, now come to Rev 360 portal here. I'll be sorry, CAC portal, as I said. Yeah, you see businesses registered. Let me see. You see old business self. Everybody has been assigned. Look at this company now, 2009. If you want to get the tax ID, click on get tax ID. Automatically show you. Any company that is registered with CAC, even if it is 1989, you see it here. Let me see if I will see Unilever here. Unilever. Can you see? Do you know Unilever? Who knows Unilever here? They are the one that is making them Omo, close up. Yeah, Unilever. They know I make Omo, all this Magino, close up, Lipton tea. Yeah. And many other products like that. And Vaseline. Yeah. So they are the one. So now you can see that they are registered with CAC. And that's their company name, Unilever Nigeria PLC. You can see. See the RC number 113. That means they were the one of the people, earliest people to get registered with CAC. You can have your number is 113. So now, and the year is 1923. Do they have tax ID? Yes, automatically. This is a tax ID. Simple. Any entity that is registered with CAC, their tax ID is here. Simple. You can see. If somebody that is registered in 1923, as far back as 1923, can have their tax ID here. Is it now? So anybody, automatically, this thing is automatic. Once you register like this, immediately it has been assigned. This is it. You can see now. So that's Unilever company for you. I'm glad I saw that. Yeah. Let's say I got buy myself Coke tonight. What about an individual that does not have a business and is not a civil servant? He wants to process something and he was asked to bring tax clearance. How can he get it? For individual, I don't know, but send me a DM. I will reach out to my insider to ask about that. For individuals, I don't know how they can get that. That one, I'm not sure is on this NRS portal. I have a client that wants to register for tax Promax, but unfortunately, I'm not getting OTP. And secondly, based on status report, the person sent to me, the phone number on the status report is different from the one I saw on the login. It does not matter. Forget about that one. If the phone number is not the same, you can still manage that. Email is the main thing, but you are not getting OTP. It can be network. But if you want to get it done, send me a DM because I work with an insider. Can we be a tax representative for clients? This thing is in two ways. Okay, if you are talking about, because when you are getting onboarded on Rev 360, there's a section that you have to fill tax representative. That aspect is not working yet, so you can ignore. But if you are talking about tax representative in the sense that you work with clients to explain this thing to them and then help them get onboarded, then you can do that. It's just like calling ourselves CAC agents. Instead of them going to lawyers or going to CAC office, we act as CAC agents because we know how the process works, and then we do it for them. Simple. So that's just it. So that's the thing. So you can just work with your clients, help them get onboarded, get your own profits, and then that's it. Is the state or MSTO for old tax Promax has anything to do with Rev 360 portal? The old tax Promax has anything. It does not really have anything to do. What matters is, if, for example, now, if you are getting onboarded on Rev 360 or the new Rev 360 portal, they will pick the closest MSTO office which is just all this NRS office. The closest that is to your address, to your business address, they will pick one, or your personal address. Simple. That's just it. If you have one before on the old Tax Pro Max portal, automatically it will be showing when you log in on this new portal. The 13K you are charging agent is for what and what, please? The 13K is to get onboarded on Rev 360. Then you add your own profit. So someone that registered company since 2012 but does not have a tax ID, can this person get registered on? Anybody that has registered with CAC has tax ID. That's why I went to CAC portal to show you about Unilever. You can see anybody that is registered with CAC, they have tax ID. Automatically, this is where you see it. Then if you now need the slip, like the one that we give to agent, then you can send me a DM. Simple. So we have a NRS group where we get the slip, a presentable one. Yeah. So if a person says I need tax validation or tax verification, does it mean Rev 360? Yes, it's Rev 360. That means they want to get onboarded on Rev 360. Simple. If a company or business is not the Rev 360, would they still be required to pay tax? If a company or business is not on, would they still be required to pay? How does it affect a business? As I said, the way the new Tax Pro Max now works, once you are registered with CAC and CAC has given you tax ID, you are now obligated to pay tax. And even if you don't get onboarded on Rev 360, that thing will be reading. It will be reading. That thing will be reading. It will be reading. In the sense that for business name, you have 6 months grace to get onboarded. You have 6 months grace. That's what they will give you. For company and NGO, the grace is 18 months. For business name, it is 6 months. So after 6 months, they will start charging you for things like VAT and all of that, because VAT is to be filed monthly. Even if it is nil, if it is zero VAT, it's zero. It should be done. So after 6 months, they will start charging you penalty, even if you are not on Rev 360, even if you are not onboarded yet. It will be reading because you have a tax ID already. That when you log in, when you finally get onboarded, you will now see everything that you are supposed to pay. So that's just it. So, but if you want more details, send me a DM. I will give you a tax consultant number so that you can know more about how to file tax and all of that. A client has processed Rev 360 or NRS before, but is trying to continue with the registration ID, but it wasn't going. What's the solution? Send me a DM. As processed Rev 360 or NRS, but it's not going through. Send me a DM now. We'll get it done for you. 13K. Yeah. If it's onboarding. Is onboarding company on Tax Pro Max is the same with validation, or we've done all of that, is the same thing. If the same thing, is the same thing. If the same thing. No, if you are onboarded, when we onboard you, we validate you automatically. It's still validation. When you get onboarded, we validate you. It's as simple as that. Where are this question coming from? In our one key, is Rev 360 the same thing with Tax Pro Max? I've explained all of this. Go and watch the video again. Yes. Does this mean getting tax ID on sales certificate makes one register automatically? Yeah, it makes you registered. Yes, but it's not yet validated. But it's not yet validated does not mean they can still not charge you for penalties. Yes, that's the thing. If a business is registered in 2023 now and they are not on Rev 360, definitely when they get onboarded, there will be tax penalties there, like VAT, because it's already above 6 months, or if it's a company above 18 months. If someone has thing but never upgraded to Tax Pro Max, they have to upgrade now. Tax Pro Max is Rev 360. Like how much is TEC for agent? 70K. Yeah, I already mentioned that. Also, how much is tax filing per year? I don't know. Reach out to a tax consultant. Yeah. I onboarded, but actually for tax filing, it's dependent on the statement of account. We have to use statement of account to judge that one. Your transactions and all of that. I onboarded the business name registered in 2021, but I saw 0 in the due tax column. Why? Does that mean the business is not only starting to, I don't know. Once it's not listing any tax to pay, that means there's nothing to pay. It can happen too. You can get onboarded and you may not see any penalty, fine. That's okay. But if you see penalty, you have to file it. After onboarding and validation, can I get TCC automatically? Yes, you can get it automatically if you are not owing any tax. So, but you reach out to me, 70K. I'm trying to get OTP during my registration for tax. Send me a DM, though. Secondly, if someone registered a company many years ago, but not using the company and it is compulsory to file CIT, can the company be onboarded, abandoned, and registered? You can abandon it now, but I will advise you that make sure you do cessation. Go and wind up the company on CAC portal. It's as simple as that. So here comes to the end of our class. So thank you everyone for participating. I spent extra 5 minutes. I have another class by 9:30. So thank you everyone for participating. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. So if you still have questions, kindly watch the recordings again. So I'll upload it on YouTube and drop it on the group so that you can watch it anytime you want to watch. So thank you, everyone. Bye.